Happy Monday, everybody.
Good
Um,
morning. Happy Monday. We have a new and improved Michaela joining us this morning on this Monday morning holiday, after the holiday hangover from exhaustion and food comas and everything else. I love it, Michaela. So if you watch us on YouTube, if you only listen to us on Spotify, you're gonna have to jump over to YouTube and look at it because her hair is, she is going to find out if blondes have more fun this holiday season.
yep, I went blonde for the holidays.
So is this your first time ever going blonde or have you been blonde
No,
before?
I've
Okay.
been blonde before. I was blonde back, like my end of junior and all throughout senior year of college.
Okay. Did you have more
So,
fun?
uh,
Do. They do. Let's just be real about that. They do. They get to blondes get to play it, and even as a Hispanic, and I have pictures of me being a total blonde, total blonde. Yeah, they have more fun. They
I'm
do.
excited. I've missed it and I haven't told anybody. Like the only person that knows besides you now is my mom and my friend Daisy. Because I couldn't just like keep it to myself. I had to tell one person, so I told Daisy because anytime I get my hair done, I tell her. So I have
Daisy
my
Anderson.
TikTok. Yes.
Okay, okay, very
Yeah.
good. It's
So I
good.
have my TikTok planned, everything that I'm gonna
You got it
post.
all. You got the things scheduled for the drops and all of that.
But I'm waiting until I walk into work tomorrow so that way everyone at work can be shocked.
You need to wear a GoPro or wear a or vlog it by recording it when you walk in so you can see their
Reactions.
actions because I was a little taken aback. It looks good though. I like it. I like it.
Thank
I'm
you.
not used to seeing you like that.
I
So,
know. I keep every
okay.
time I look in the mirror, I'm like, whoa.
Well, you got to look today. I got to look, girl. I have been off
Yeah, I have a new look and you have a new look.
for
What's
right
going on here?
now. Yeah, I have been in vegging mode all weekend for the most part for the holiday. And I have caught up on a lot of the my podcast. I call it my show. It's my podcast that I
Your
like to watch.
podcast.
Ocho Cinco and oh my gosh, Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco on Nightcap, and Ocho Cinco is so funny. And by the way, shameless plug for my corporate employer, iHeart. You can hear them on iHeart, completely free podcast. But Ocho always wears shades, and then he'll all of a sudden when he's getting serious or when he's like making a point, he'll take them down and be like, I feel you. I feel you. It's just so funny. So I had gotten these glasses when I went to Progresso a few weeks ago,
Hmm.
and I absolutely love them because they cover everything. They like all light is
Yeah.
hidden. You can see the reflected the
Yeah.
screen
I can see
reflecting.
myself in this in the
See, you get to look at
lenses.
yourself there, right? So, I love them. So I'm pulling. This Monday morning, I'm pulling the Ocho Cinco
I'm
vibe,
pulling the Ocho Cinco vibe.
and just
Did you go shopping on Black Friday? Speaking of the
I
holidays.
did, Michaela. I was at Walmart at 6 a.m.
Oh, girl.
Actually,
That
I was
is
there at, okay, so, and this is another topic, and we'll have to talk about, God, girl, we're going. So I went at I was at the Saratoga location at
mm-hmm.
5:45 and I was
Mm-hmm.
the sixth person in line. Now there were a bunch of cars, but I think a lot of people were sitting in the cars
It was a
waiting
cold
because
Black
it was
Friday.
cold. And I was not happy about it, trust me. But they had air fryer for $50.
Shoot.
And so I have been wanting an air fryer. I am an old school person, so I don't believe in that kind of stuff, but I've just been wanting one and wanting to try it and see.
I have
And
one.
so I was there, and then they had puzzles and books that I was able to pick up for the grands or whatever. But I
Mm-hmm.
will tell you that this Walmart, Walmart location was not as busy as it
Other
had
Walmart locations?
other probably other Walmart locations, but I think just Walmart in general because there's a big thing going on right now with them. People are boycotting them because they removed the DEI inclusion. And I know some of the specifics, not all of the specifics, but you could definitely tell that a message was being sent Friday morning to that particular Walmart. Now, I don't know about all the other Walmarts, but it's going to be interesting to see um
Well, that
what the
explains why
outcomes.
when I went there a little later on, it wasn't as busy as I thought it was gonna be.
Well, yes, isn't that crazy? And I kind of was looking around like, what are we doing? Why is there not like I was thinking getting there at 5:45, I was not going to get there, I was going to be
Yeah.
knee deep in, but I knew I wasn't getting like what everybody else wanted.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was but yes, I did Black Friday shopping to answer
Very
your
nice.
question.
Very
I'm still not
nice.
a fan of it. I'm not. I
I
think
love
that
it.
really, did
I
you do
do.
it?
Oh, I was up at 4:30. We
Oh,
were, well,
yeah.
first of all, we thought Old Navy opened at midnight. It did not. So we got there at like 4:45. We sat in Target's parking lot for a little bit because we're like, oh, like let's go to Target since Old Navy didn't open. Turns out Target didn't open until 6. I was like, I'm not gonna wait here. So we went home, took the trash out because we had forgotten to do that at 4:30 in the morning when we left.
Oh,
And
I'm
then and then we went back to Old Navy, Bath and Body Works. We did Target. We ate breakfast.
none of that sounds fun to me.
Oh,
Like that
oh my God.
doesn't.
It's a marathon for us. It was so fun. I
So
love
are you
it.
done with your Christmas shopping
I am
completely?
completely. Well, there's one person I have to shop for. It's one of my best friends, but I'm not seeing her until New Year's Eve, so I have until then to get something, which is good because
So
I
you can
don't
go on the
quite,
day after Christmas
yeah,
sales.
I don't quite know what I'm getting her just yet.
And just as a hint, so one year, well, it's happened a few times, but my kids are married and have
Hmm.
families of their own and kids of their own and all of the things of their own. And there have been times that we have done Christmas as a family after Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Girl, I wait until those after Christmas sales hit
Hmm.
and I rack up on some. I just don't allow it to stress me out to the point of not getting it done. As long as I know a
Yeah.
date as to when it has to be done, I'll make sure I get the best deals. So,
Yeah. No,
okay,
thankfully we're done.
girl,
So
we oh Lord. Okay, football.
football, baby, football.
Football. Girl, I feel hung over, not from alcohol, from
But from the
football this weekend.
stress.
The stress, the emotional roller coaster.
No,
Um,
literally.
th- okay, so obviously my Sooners let me down again. I mean, might as well go out. If we're gonna go out at the top, we're gonna suck all the way to the top. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not bitter about it because we knew, it is what it
Yeah.
is. But we are going to a bowl game, which is what we can say for more than other teams. So you know what? I'm grateful, and it's the 26th year. UT, that UT Aggie game. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a good game.
So it could have been a better game. Actually no. I know it was a pretty
Good.
good game. It was
Hmm.
amazing.
Hmm.
I will say there were times that I was a little concerned because again, Quinn was messing up and he needed to get out of there. But thankfully, Arch stepped in at one point in the first quarter. And I didn't think it was a touchdown, but it was. So both of the touchdowns that the Longhorns got were put in review and then both claimed as a touchdown. But oh my goodness, it was the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Oh my God. I was stressed. Literally, I
And I
was
know your
under the
type of stress
blanket.
is different than my type of stress. We
Mm-mm.
both act differently when we're stressed, but yeah, it was high intensity, let me tell you. Let
But
me,
the Longhorn defense did not give him an inch, even when they were on the 1 yard
yep,
line. I was so
yep.
proud. But oh my goodness, yeah, no, that
Those
game,
tickets, did you see what the final price of those tickets were
an
going?
average, yeah, for 1,025.
Yeah, we would have been tailgating in the parking lot.
Oh, I would have been trying to do something to get in there.
Yep, it was good. It was good.
Thank you.
Congratulations to
We're
them.
going to the SEC
But
tournament.
y'all better enjoy it
Oh, I
because
know.
now
We gotta face
redemption week
Georgia
is.
again. I know it's redemption week. We gotta come back. Um,
But talking about like football
ugh,
and the rivalry, bringing that back, do you know the impact of the money that it made just on that
oh
deal? But
yeah.
let's move over to my Colorado. Colorado seniors, senior day, girl. They won, all good. Dion got to walk his sons out.
Aw.
It was super cool, but they met their mom, which if you know anything about football or like reality TV and all of that
Hmm.
stuff, that they had a pretty messy divorce and they share kids or whatever. But it was funny because they were trying to get the parents both to walk them. It's on TikTok. He recorded it, whatever. But they were trying to get their parents to do it, and he's like, "This is like World War III." So Dion ended up walking them out, like for senior night, and then in
Hmm.
the middle was their mom, and they went over. But I
Aw.
thought, you know what? They went out Dion's way. I don't know if Dion's going to go back to Colorado next season. I think that's kind of up in the air. And, he's
Hmm.
going to, his kids are, moving on. He won't coach them again unless he is the head coach, right?
Yeah.
But that was good. And then, girl, my Michigan Ohio game.
Oh my gosh.
You talk about, like, I'm telling you, I'm kind of glad I'm wearing the shades because I do feel like I have a hangover from football all weekend. But that game, I think the best part came. Okay, number one, we were 20, my blue team was underdog by 23 points. Like, we were not supposed, Big Blue was not supposed to win it, especially in Ohio.
Yeah.
And then Dez from College Game Day was the only one that said they're gonna, of
Michigan.
course, Michigan. So when they ended up winning, I'm ecstatic. And then the fight, and if
And
you're
then
just,
the fight. That
and
was
then the fight started.
insane.
It was insane. But here's the deal: is that a lot of them, they weren't the only one. They were pretty much the ones that started. But Michigan's player came out to the, if you didn't watch it this weekend because you were
Hmm.
caught up with family and all that, yes, Michigan's player came out and they were going to plant the flag, the Michigan
Hmm.
flag, in the middle of the O on Ohio's
Hmm.
field. Baker Mayfield did that at what he was the one that did it back in the day. So,
Hmm.
I know this because he's a Sooner. So it made me really happy to know that he's an OG again. But they went to do it, and then an Ohio
It got
play
nasty.
got, pulled it, and then it started into a brawl where kids were pepper sprayed.
Yeah.
It was
It was
nuts.
insane. And it's really funny that you mentioned that because at the end of the UT Aggie game, obviously there's a lot of emotions in that one just because it is like the Texas Showdown, like it's a big time rivalry after 13 years. So the UT players were gonna do the same thing at Kyle Field.
Yep.
Our head coach, who has so much class, was literally in the midst of hugging the University of Texas regent of something. It was an important person for the university. Saw his players going to do this, and he like said no. He stopped them and got them in the locker room. He was not about to let them like disrespect Kyle Field like that.
Right, because he had seen what
What Ohio and Michigan, yeah,
had
did.
done
And
earlier,
there
but
was a lot of tension
it,
with those players because at one point an Aggie player like threw a Longhorn player into the sideline and it was like 10 Longhorns versus an Aggie player and it was insane. There was a lot of emotions
yeah.
and everything going on with that game, which going into it we all knew it was going to happen because,
Oh yeah, for
little
sure.
brother and big brother.
Big brother, big, yeah. But the thing is it had, the fight was Michigan and Ohio State, Arkansas and Missouri. There was a fight. Auburn and
Yeah,
Alabama.
there was
There
just
was
fights all
fight.
around.
Notre Dame and USC. There was a punch. Arizona State versus Arizona. The mascots got into a fight. If you haven't seen that, go find that. Arizona State and Arizona. The mascots got into a fight. At North Carolina State and North Carolina, there was a fight. And Florida versus Florida State, there was a fight.
Oh,
So
dang.
rivalry week and
It was.
going to the 12-man playoff is
Hmm.
what really I think intensified, which is great if you love football, but it intensified the moments
The
at these
emotions and the
games, and then
tensions and all that.
emotions. I mean, these seniors, that's it. But
Yeah,
you know, all good, all good. But now, okay, so I didn't even get to prepare for this part of it, but I know we have big games coming on this weekend.
we do. We do.
SEC, which is Georgia and Texas. They're playing on Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Saturday the
Um,
7th, in the evening. And Texas will actually be the home team.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Texas, it was
Okay.
announced yesterday that Texas is going to be the home team at that game, which is an
Nice.
interesting perspective,
Well, let
but
me just throw this little stat fact out for the people out in the football world, the girls that love football too. The winningest team in college football with 1,011 wins.
it's freaking Georgia.
Go Blue.
Oh,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, we got to stop. Yay. Okay, what's up with your hockey? What's up with your hockey?
Girl, so much. Again, just a reminder, the Four Nation full roster will be dropping on the 4th, which is Wednesday. Yeah. So when you listen to us on Friday morning, I'm gonna have those players on all four teams, and I'm so excited. 'Cause I feel like I've been waiting forever for these rosters to be announced. So Finland and Sweden will drop at 2 p.m. Eastern time on the 4th, and then Canada and USA will drop at 6:30 Eastern time. But also, I can't believe I didn't mention this last time. The PWHL started. Their season officially started
Oh, the women's hockey. Okay,
on
well, for those
Saturday.
that don't know what that is,
Yeah.
PWHL is
Professional Women's Hockey
Professional
League.
Women's Hockey League. So there is a
Yeah.
Professional Women's Hockey League that has six teams. Is that correct, Michaela?
Yeah, 6 teams.
Six teams, yes.
So
Okay.
yeah,
It
they
started
their
this
season
weekend?
started. And no, it
Okay.
started Saturday.
Okay.
So they were officially back, which is exciting because obviously I've waited, you know, I feel like since the end of last season for them to come back. But also, if you're trying to watch it, you actually have to watch it. If you're in America, you have to watch it via YouTube at their YouTube channel, which is at the PWHL official. In Canada, there's a couple of different stations that you can watch it on. Um, but in America, we do have to watch it on YouTube, which is nice because it's free, which means it doesn't
Mhm.
have to pay for programming, but it also just hinders a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's not real time, right? Because
no, it's real time.
it is real time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I thought was interesting is their point system is different from the NHL.
Okay.
So do you remember the
Oh,
NHL's point
yes,
system?
is one and two.
Hmm.
Okay, and ladies that are listening, if you didn't hear this episode that we talked about this on the podcast, when a team outright wins in a men's hockey, National Hockey League, when they
Hmm.
outright win, they get 2 points.
Hmm.
When two teams that are competing each against each other go in and go into a showdown or an overtime, excuse me,
Hmm.
an overtime,
Thank you.
then the winning team gets 2 points,
Hmm.
and the second place team or the other team gets 1 point.
Good
So
job.
so basically what you want in hockey is for your team to outright win it at the end of the four at the end of the game, right?
Three
Half,
three periods.
3 periods, sorry, 3 periods. But if you have to go into overtime, you're giving your opponent at least 1 point.
At least
Is
1 point, yeah. So, yeah, 2-1-0 basically is our system. So, with the PWHL, a regulation win, they get 3 points.
ooh,
In overtime, overtime shootout win, they get 2 points. Overtime shootout loss, they get 1 point. And then the regulation loss, they get 0 points. So the biggest change is that in a win, it's 3 points, which it makes sense because they have a shorter season than the NHL.
So they need it.
So
They have
so
quarter
yeah,
games. Okay. How many
yeah.
games are they playing versus the 82?
Let me see. That's a great question. Um, I don't know actually. Let me Google it if I can spell.
It's
Um,
probably half.
so it's actually 30 games.
Okay.
So it's
Mm,
actually under half. It's a little under half because obviously a
right.
regular season is 82 for NHL. So PWHL is 30, not including playoffs. Um, but yeah, so also they have a sh small amount of teams. You have 32 teams in the NHL and you have 6 teams in the PWHL.
Right.
So it makes
Right.
sense
In
with
Texas,
the
we don't have a women's.
we do not have a women's. The 6 teams are the Toronto Scepters, the Ottawa Charge, the New York Sirens, the Victoria de Montreal, or Montreal Victor, Minnesota Frost, and Boston Fleet. Um, so those are the six
Boston.
team. Yeah, so they are in the talks of bringing possibly 2 new teams for next season. Still have no idea where these two teams will be based. Um, whether it is in a city that already has an NHL team, or is it going to be a new city, or there's still a lot of discussion going on in that end. But it's exciting. They're actually also playing in NHL arenas. So
Love it.
like New York, the New York Sirens, they're playing in the Prudential Center in which is where it's affectionately known as the Rock, but it's where the New Jersey Devils play.
Love it.
So it's
Love
really excited to see that they're playing like in an NHL arena.
Ooh, it is bright. Y'all see, I took my glasses off and I need to go back on. Girl power to the PWHL.
Yeah, so it's
I hope
exciting.
I have a great, great, great season. Okay,
Yes.
let's go to break real quick. Oh, is that it for our
No,
sports?
I have one more thing
One
for
more. Okay.
my main man in hockey.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nico. Oh, Nico.
Nico Hischier. So I just get giddy like talking about him.
Ain't got the
So
blonde look. Now we need to go find him, girl. We need to go test the theory.
okay. So he's been in the NHL, I'll say PWHL, NHL for roughly about 7 years. So what's really cool is something called a hat trick. Do you know what that means?
I do not know what a hat trick
Okay.
is.
So a hat trick is when a player scores 3 goals in a game. So it
Oh,
can be like one after another. It can be like one in the first period, two in the second period. But like basically, it's a really high accomplishment, and it's not something that is overly common. So I'm gonna cry. So they played. Oh God, they played Nashville this past a week ago, Monday, in Nashville at Nash. No, I lied. In New Jersey. And so not only did they win the game, but Nico Hischier, this man, the captain of the Devils, who just is an astonishing player, and you can tell how much he loves his team, and you can tell how much the city of New Jersey loves their captain. So he scored his first ever hat trick that night. But what's so stinking cool, it was a natural hat trick. So a natural hat trick is basically goals consecutively after one another. So he scored one at like at 5 minutes, and then another one at like 9, 10, 10-ish minutes. And then his third goal that gave him this career hat trick was at the 13th minute mark,
which is,
which is his number, but also it was his 13th goal of the season. Like he's
and
just
his mom was there.
and his mom was there. So from the mom's trip that they did previously, his mom was there. So she saw her son get his first ever career hat trick. Um it was just great to see and it's always fun when these players hit these accomplishments because you can
Hmm.
see how excited they are. And of
Right.
course, he was the first star of the game. And when I tell you that when he came out to do like his little first star interview, which is like less than like 45 seconds, you just hear the entire arena go, Nico, Nico, Nico. Like it was just
And you
so,
cried.
I cried 100% because how cool is that? But also you can just see it on his face. Like they did a close up and he had like glossy eyes. Like this man was so happy and excited and has so much love for this sport and the city and his team. Um, so it's really nice. He's been on such a great track this season. Um, and it's just really cool to see.
I love it. Good. Congratulations to Nico. And how old is he? He's younger
He's
than you.
he is younger than me. He's 25.
Just saying, 25 hat tricks, doesn't give you super status, but
All
it
right,
gives you
before
status.
Melina starts planning my wedding, let's go to the break. Want to know what's going on in Corpus Christi? Make sure you check out cceventscalendar.com. That holds all of the events going on for the entire month. New are added daily. And again, that is cceventscalendar.com. All right. So today's mental health topic, Melina, want to give her a disclaimer?
Yes, our disclaimer, we do mental health moment because we are both mental, but we are not mental experts, but we know what it's like to have various struggles. And so we like to talk about it. We want people to be informed that they are never alone. And so if you hear something here and you want to talk about it or want to reach out, we have resources that we can refer you to or recommend to you, but we are not mental health experts. We just want everybody to have a safe place to be able to talk openly about various challenges. There you go.
Thank
What are we
you.
talking about today, girlfriend?
So we are talking about seasonal depression.
Oh, girl, that stuff is real. That is
It
some
it
real.
is
That is, yeah. Seasonal depression is real. But what is it? What is season?
so
What is it to you, or what is it by verse, by words of the dictionary, or how we're supposed to look
so
at it is?
according to John Hopkins Medicine, seasonal it's actually called seasonal affective disorder. Sad. It's a type of depression and it happens during certain seasons of the year, most often during fall and winter, not to say that it can't happen during spring and summer. And so, but the thought behind it is that the shorter days and less daylight may set off a chemical change in the brain, leading to the symptoms of depression.
That's
Um,
true, though, if you think about it, because we need
yeah.
vitamin D and sun. And I know that I have to get sun. I'm
hmm
one of those that I have to. And so I can totally see where that is true, where it's, the shorter days, so less daylight.
Yeah. So no one actually truly knows what the specific cause of the seasonal affective disorder is. But some factors that may come into play is your biological clock. The reduced level of sunlight in fall and winter can cause that winter onset SAD. So it's gonna
Mm.
disrupt your body's internal clock and lead to that feelings of depression. I don't know about you, but every time it becomes daylight savings, it's almost like an automatic thing. Like the days get
Mm.
darker quicker, like it just feels less than what
Yep.
the summer or spring does. Another factor that can come into play is obviously serotonin levels. A drop in serotonin, which is a brain chemical that affects your mood, um, might also play a role in the disorder. Reduced sunlight can also cause a drop in serotonin that may trigger depression. Obviously, sunlight, it makes you feel better.
Yes,
We're
it's
all
and that's a
plants.
very real. Yeah, that's very real. I mean, that part of it, I know when I'm not getting enough sunlight. My
hmm
mood knows when I'm not getting enough sunlight. My body knows when I'm not getting enough sunlight because that is very real. And then melatonin. I know that melatonin
Yes.
levels play a factor in it, and the change in season. It sometimes I guess the best word, just kind of like the sunlight, your body
hmm
goes into a shift mode, and so your sleep levels, your sleep patterns. I know that when we fall back an hour, we're still waking up,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
just earlier.
Yes.
right? It's just an hour earlier
Mhm.
when we fall back. And then when we spring forward, we're still waking up at the same time, but we've lost an hour of sleep because we sprung forward, right? So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, that's seasonal depression is real. And then,
It is.
obviously, I know that other things increase that seasonal depression would be my assumption of if people are struggling financially or they're
Mhm.
following social media. So then they've already got these struggles with their serotonin levels and their melatonin levels and their biological clock or whatever. And then you
Yeah.
add financial and you see all your friends doing this and being able to purchase that and do
Yeah.
all the Christmas shopping and all the follow line lying and
Yeah.
it people they get depressed and it's
Yeah.
very real. I know that there has been holidays in the past that I have struggled with seasonal depression, um, more so because of adapting to different environments. And, I know when my children, when I had to start sharing them when they were younger with their father, at
Mhm.
holidays, I had to fight depression because I didn't have the normalcy of children with me on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
All of the things that you think about, those things people when you start worrying about those type of situations, which I'm not the only person that's ever dealt with it, and there's tons of people that are dealing with it now, it does
Yeah. It plays a huge
increase,
part in it.
yeah, it increases it.
Yeah.
So just know that those listening in the world that can hear this, that seasonal depression is real. You need to recognize if you're doing that and reach out and have the courage to talk about it with somebody, so that you can know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Okay. So girl, we got a lot of I know we got to hurry too, but one thing I want to remind everybody is before we go into our hot topic is early voting starts today, Monday, December 2nd. It's going to go till December 10th. And then the final day of voting is on Saturday, December 14th. And there is the mayor runoff here in Corpus Christi, with our current mayor, Paulette Guajardo, and current councilman Michael Hunter, who they are in a runoff. And then there is some other uh, district runoffs going on. So everybody get out and vote. We need your vote one more time in this community. Um, Next thing, one thing I wanted to talk about was the tariffs. Have
Mhm.
you heard about this tariffs thing
Just
going?
that's gonna get more expensive to buy stuff.
Yes. Okay. So, and I know everybody wants to hear about that on a Monday morning, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not nothing that hasn't been discussed so far. So, we have a new president-elect, and that'll be taking effect in January. And he has made an announcement that he is going to be imposing tariffs on people, on other countries. And that these other countries are, guess what? They're going to want to impose tariffs on us, right? So, the okay, so the big thing is right now, everybody, for the most part, not everybody, that's a generic statement. For the most part, a lot of people are complaining about the cost of living right now,
Mm-hmm.
the cost of everything right now. If these tariffs are imposed come January under the new presidency,
Mm-hmm.
what we're feeling right now is going to be nothing compared to what we're going to feel financially.
Yeah.
So I came up with a list of some things that, in case people are not listening to the world news or paying attention, and I get it, and because I'm guilty of it too, but this is going to affect our bottom lines. So, okay, so one of the pros of tariffs can help protect domestic industries by making imported goods more expensive, encouraging people to buy American made, right? So that's great. American made, let's do it, right? The cons of tariffs is it creates higher prices. Why? Because imported goods become more expensive due to the added tax. So, where does your Temu come from? Because I know you're a big,
Definitely not America.
right? Okay. And you admit that, but you pay pennies on the dollar.
Literally like pennies for something.
Right. So, tariffs added, guess what?
Oh yeah, no, I'm not shopping at Temu anymore. I'm not gonna be able to afford it.
Due to the added tax leading to a higher cost for consumers. And the effects on the consumers is everyday products like electronics, clothing, food could cost more if we rely on imports.
Yeah.
So guess what? If the avocados are not here and we're and we're getting them
Not my avocados.
Uh, okay. Um, Cars. Think about all the cars that are not American made. And I get it. People say buy American. Okay. How many cars that people drive today are not American made? So
Yeah.
guess what? All of that's going to be, oh, girl, it gives me anxiety. So it encourages local business. But another pro is it encourages local business. Domestic companies might see increased demand as imports become less competitive. But a con is retaliation from other countries. Other nations might impose those same tariffs on U.S. exports, hurting the American businesses that rely on international trade. But how it affects the consumers, it gives us have fewer options if imported products become unaffordable or unavailable. Like I'm like sitting here going, guys, what are we doing? We're not helping the situation. We're
Yeah.
not. If we impose the tariffs, I'm not saying about the president. I'm just saying we got to figure out a way as a nation not to get imposed tariffs and not to impose tariffs because people like Timu, companies like Timu and Shine and what other things, whatever, are going to be just outrageous.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get it. Encourage buying, but you cannot go and buy an outfit for $5
Yeah.
here, unless you go to Goodwill. Okay. Okay. What else? So the tariffs, part of the thing is I don't have a problem whatever we're going to impose, but we need to be making sure that we are helping our people, not
Yeah.
hurting them more. And I think that calmer heads would prevail if everybody will just sit down and chill out for a second. Just think about the implications that this is, and if people are already struggling, they're going to struggle more. Um, so anyway, that's a hot topic right now. You know this. If you didn't know this, make sure that you know because kind of stinks. Kind of stinks right now with what's getting ready to um, possibly become. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, okay. And then what else? Anything else going on this week?
Spasmatics play at the Brewsters downtown
On what day?
Friday.
Oh, Friday night. Friday night. Friday night's also the La Posada parade, but we'll talk about that on Friday. And then but we forgot last week, but I have my would
Would
you
you rather?
rather? Yes,
Okay.
would you rather. So my question for today,
Okay.
would you rather, with your new do, would you rather have a driver to take you everywhere or a private chef who makes all your meals? Would you rather have a
Oh,
driver?
private chef all the way.
Oh, girl, no. No, ma'am.
But
Mm-mm.
I like driving.
Yeah, no, I want a
I love
private
to
driver.
cook as well, but if I don't have to cook and it's like not the same like 7 meals that I feel like I cook every single time, private chef all day. All day.
No, I'd rather have a driver over a private chef.
No. Then
I
get a
like
Tesla.
both, but if I have to choose one or the other, the driver can drive me to get food. The
Oh,
driver can
mm-mm.
drive me to the grocery store so they can get the food to bring it home. The driver can, I'm like, all of those things. I don't
Nope.
have to drive. I'm
Nope.
good.
Give me
Because the
give me a
private chef
personal
would get
chef.
mad at Melina. They'd be like, ah, and I'm making this voice up. Oh, what would you like today? And I'd be like, chorizo and egg. What would you like today? Potato and egg. Like I'm such a basic person. Like they would be like
Oh,
wanting to
uh-uh.
fix them these,
Oh,
great
mm-mm.
coupon
See,
kind of, yeah.
the
No.
problem is I am high maintenance, but I don't have the budget for it. So if I had a
So do
private
you buy
chef,
all that fancy like organic
no,
and all
because
the
I don't have the budget for it. But if I had a private chef, he would do all that.
oh
So
yeah.
I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Yeah, valid
So
point.
I'll
But I
take
still
the
want
chef.
someone to just drive me everywhere. Just
Oh yeah,
drive.
no. I love to drive, so I really could care less about that.
Girl. And me and your mom both know about your driving. So you know
Skirt,
what? We just
skirt,
get in. Yeah, we just get in, put our seatbelts on, and just okay. Let me
and just pray.
just let me pray and close my eyes and go to sleep. Go night night. Okay, well, it's going to be a busy week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited. I know we'll talk on Friday, but Thursday, my big, I'm currently chair for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we're having
Mm-hmm.
our big yacht rock club.
I will be there.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are
I
you
don't
going
know
to
what
be
I'm gonna
dancing
wear.
up at the Titans?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yes, so I'm super excited about the event. We have 500 guests coming, and so I'll be stressed out
Okay,
this
I have a
weekend.
question. What am I supposed to wear?
I need you to look that up, ma'am.
I
Don't you're
did. I did, and it just seems like yacht clothes.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not wearing yacht clothes. I'm gonna come nice, but I'm not wearing yacht clothes.
Why? That is the
I don't
thing.
have anything. Also, it's probably gonna be cold.
That is the thing we are encouraging our guests to go with the theme of the concert that's being brought here. So if you can find a sundress with a big bonnet, yeah, I mean with a big, those big sun
I
hats,
have a sundress.
shades.
If it's not
Okay.
cold, I will wear the
And you can
sundress.
wear a jacket over it till you get in, and then that way you're in
Is
the
it gonna
theme.
be on the upper deck of the Lexington or inside the Lexington?
It's inside. We're inside. We're not outside on
Oh,
the top
okay. Well,
deck.
then that
We are
changes
in,
everything.
yes.
I thought it was on the top deck, and I was like, I'm gonna freeze with the wind. I won't be able to keep a hat on, like, because my cowboy hat's coming out.
For that?
Mm-hmm. Girl, I wear that everywhere. I wore it for Thanksgiving.
Oh my Jesus, that is funny. Okay,
All
well, I
right.
am so yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. I have other stuff going on, and then I'm leaving out of town to McAllen on Saturday for work with a
Hmm.
heart. So I'm super excited. So I will plan on seeing you on Thursday then.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And so before we go though, I do have my today in sports.
Oh yeah.
So in 1969, 2 years after doubling its size from 6 to 12, the NHL announces two new teams would be joining the league the following year: Buffalo Sabres and Vancouver Canucks. So
Your Vancouver
my
Canucks.
Vancouver Canucks. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, those listening, if you like us, make sure you follow us and rate us on Spotify and then subscribe to us on YouTube where you can hear our amazing voices and see our pretty faces every Monday and Friday. Um,
Sometimes
and
not on Friday. Sometimes we're lifing. So just
yeah,
forgive us if you don't hear from us on Fridays. Just saying.
yeah. But as always, this is Michaela.
This is Melina.
And remember, sports are for girls too.
Whoop whoop. Are you looking to grow your business and increase your brand visibility? Become a sponsor with the Girl Talk Sports Talk podcast. Our sponsorship opportunities offer you a unique chance to connect with our dedicated fan base and community. Let us help you elevate your business name and reach new heights. Contact Melina or Mikayla today to learn more about how you can get involved and make a lasting impact. Join us and watch your business thrive.